I always forget to blow my nose before I start. Oh yeah, I forgot. We've started this how many times, and I forgot that it usually loads you right into the enemies, and then you load Altair.
When moving slowly, you reduce your chances of attracting unwanted attention.
I guess that really is the whole idea with the detection meter, is that it's a symbol of your attention, which you do not want because you're an assassin. So let me see here. See, I'm not sure what these are. Reboniculate memory, which is probably just fancy talk for DNA. See, I looked it up, and sorry if I sound out of breath. I'm full of tacos right now. I probably ate too much. As far as I can tell, I was gonna say tacos. The tacos don't do anything. It's so stupid. As far as I can tell, the flags don't actually do anything. And I guess this menu is just to check your progress on them. On these miscellaneous collectibles. So, there are no additional missions, as far as I can tell. So that character I was wondering about was like, oh, you see them later, but I don't know if this game ever shows you them. They do show up. They're just not mentioned by name, so that's how easy it is for me to miss out on who... easy it is for me to see that character and just completely disregard them. So... I'm sure I'll realize who it is by the time I get to that point, because I did read the wiki about it. About the character. So, yeah, not really missing out on anything by not picking up the flags, which is good, because I don't want to do that. I did find out, though, that there are spin-offs starring Altair. Which I guess I should have realized, but, like I knew they had DS games and PSP games. I didn't realize that at least one of them stars Altair, and is basically a direct sequel to... A direct sequel to Assassin's Creed in the sense of following Altair, whereas Assassin's Creed 2 was a direct sequel in the context of following Desmond. Which is probably why they're not... Which is probably why they're numbered the way they are. More or less, I mean... Oh, I just gonna run off without a hoist. It's like, oh, I just gotta go out the front gate. No, I need... there's still a good distance before I get there. That you're... For the most part, you're never following the same assassin for more than one game. You're following Desmond. And the games where you do follow an assassin... I mean, okay, I did read that the, I don't remember what it was called. I want to say Chronicles, but I think that's the spin-offs where it's basically just Mark of the Ninja. Whichever one was on the PSP. I want to say Bloodlines. That follows Altair, but you have no real-life stuff to it. And actually the same for Revelations, or not Revelations. It's another R word, I think. No, it's Liberations.
Ladders are a socially acceptable way to reach a rooftop. Climbing on buildings, however, is not.
Oh, ladders are socially acceptable. Good to know. What was I saying? Sorry, I needed water. Yeah, like basically all the numbered games are following the story of Desmond, and Brotherhood and Revelations are still following Desmond. It's still following that story. But I don't remember their real life stuff well enough to say whether or not they're quote unquote important.
Please be more careful.
Oh, okay, sorry. Spooked a guy who thought I was going to run him over with a horse. Which would, you know, horses are not cars, but it would still suck to get run over by a horse. It would probably still mean death. Well, I guess no one ever said getting hit by a car is guaranteed death. So neither would being hit by a horse, I'm sure. It would just be bad, which is the part I am sure of. But yeah, so let's call it Bloodlines is the one I'm thinking of, the direct sequel to Altair's story. Bloodlines and Liberations both do not have real life stuff. Probably because they're on handhelds and they don't really have the space for that. Which, you know, I don't blame them. That's just fair. I know there are people who don't like the real-life portions of Assassin's Creed, as much as I might like the real-life stuff, the narrative at least. Maybe not what they task you with doing, because it can be boring, especially in Assassin's Creed 4. I don't like the real-life stuff in 4. Because it's just a bunch of forced mini-games, and no, I mean, okay, I can't be that general. I can speak for myself. I don't like forced mini-games. But I didn't realize I could do that on shop stalls. I can free run through them. Not really sure how that gets me out of line of sight faster or really does anything helpful, but that's the end of that sentence. So I don't know what it does for me, but burp.
My family is sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins?
Oh, look, a ladder. Grab the ladder. It's the socially acceptable way up, even though you're still not socially accepted. It's still not socially acceptable to be on the roof in the first place. The guards don't like you being up there, no matter how socially acceptable you're being.
Safety and peace, Malik.
Word that the city was possessed of either. Why do you trouble me today?
Al-Mualim has marked Majduddin for death. What can you tell me about him?
Salahuddin's absence has left the city without a proper leader, and Majduddin has appointed himself to play the part. Fear and intimidation get him what he wants. He has no true claim to the position.
That ends today.
You speak too readily. This is not some slaver we're discussing. He rules Jerusalem and is well protected because of it. I suggest you plan your attack carefully. Get to better know your prey.
With your help, I will. Where would you have me begin my search?
What's this? You're actually asking for my assistance instead of demanding it. I'm impressed.
Be out with it.
As you wish. Here's where I would look. First, to the southwest near the mosque. After that, head south of here. There are 2 locations that might interest you. The southernmost church is one, the other is in the streets, near a synagogue.
Thank you for your help, Dai.
Don't foul this, Altair.
Oh wait, do I gotta wait for it to make me rest first? I forget. Nope, okay, I just gotta leave. Let me see if I can talk to him more before leaving. If that's why he's highlighting.
Do you need something? Is that why you remain standing before me? I've nothing more to say to you. Attend to your task.
Of course, I have to do this on the guy who really hates me. The guy who was very sure to remind me that he thinks I am not a cool person. I forgot where he said to start looking. Well, it looks like the map's filling in over here, so I might as well try over there. Go to the south. The rooftop guard. I'm good. Yep, looks like the south is open. Yeah, I should be there now. Yep, okay, good. Shoot. I feel like I had a thought while that dialogue was going and I forgot it. I should also be looking for towers. With my eyes, not my radar. Oh, look, I've like...
We are the true children of God.
Did the sound just cut out, or is that just my headphones being stupid again? Because my headphones have taken to being stupid quite frequently lately.
Just a few coins, please.
Okay, I don't think this is it. I think this is the border of the city. Or more succinctly put, the city border.
I think I've seen everything now.
Is that a pickpocket target? No, this... That's two guards talking again. It's not the first time that has happened. Oh, wait, that guy. So I thought it was telling me about this guy. It's like, oh, get more throwing knives. It's like, I don't need more throwing knives. I just came from the bureau.
They sent word you wish to speak with me.
Majduddin intends another execution today. We must ensure all goes well.
It is my duty to serve.
Bring the document I've given you to your master. This way he'll know where my men are at all times. And be quick about it. We can ill afford any delays.
There will be none, you have my word. Is there anything else?
We've reason to believe they've infiltrated the city. Majduddin fears for his safety. Truth be told, I don't blame him. A man in his position has many enemies.
I'm sure your men will keep him safe.
God willing.
I remember what I wanted to say. Is that I could have sworn that when you're talking to the bureau people, that it has the visual glitches that indicate, hey, press a button to change the camera angle. But apparently not. And I do still stand by it. I think Altair is a good character. I think people would like him more if his voice actor gave a better performance. It's like, I forgot. You can't always just blame the voice actor when a performance is not very good, because there's multiple factors that go into it, including voice direction and the script and things like that. So, like, you can't always just be like, oh, this character speaks weird, therefore bad voice actor.
Please, can't you spare something?
Go away.
I'm poor and sick and
Go away.
hungry. No, please don't leave. Just a few coins, please.
There's hay here, which makes me think that this is a viewpoint I'm not realizing is here.
I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
And that fence there makes me think I can't get up at all. It's very anti-climbing.
The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must resist.
Okay, that is definitely a viewpoint perch. I gotta get there. It's like a combination of like occasional hiccups and occasionally feeling kind of out of breath because I'm full, and just like a thing on my tongue. It's like I feel like I'm not talking right today. I just can't talk right. You bet that you want to bet that guy down there I can beat him up? Nope. Another pickpocket target. Yep. Is that guy standing next to our flag? The rooftop guard?
Our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must
Oh, this is not an alley. Whoops.
Oh my.
What is that man thinking?
Someone should stop him before he hurts himself. What have I done wrong? Stop, please. You're hurting me.
All right, come on. No, okay, that's the console. That appears to be the console. So it looked like my capture device was also not playing sound. Who wants to die next? You? Nope.
You will not win. Waste of
I clearly don't have the hang of dodging. Always forget that can take out 2 people. Ow! Just countered me. I just bit my tongue a little bit. Put the thing on my tongue that's making it hard to talk right. And done. Alright.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it. Oh no, what happened?
Please stop doing that. Please stop. Please stop doing the very Elder Scrollsy thing of having a conversation and then suddenly, oh, what happened? Like you don't already know.
I don't understand.
Like you saw me kill them.
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution. Today.
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's Temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majd-Addin parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
Let us return to work, but go separate ways.
Leave now, or I'll make you.
Shut up. I'm not pickpocketing you.
No
I don't know why that alleyway is off limits.
What is it?
I can go over them, though.
What have I done?
Dirty thief! I'll have your hands for that! Why are they fighting? Maybe you haven't noticed, but you've already lost. Pay for your sin!
Ow. Okay. Guys with helmets can counter. I'm learning that now. I really like that counter animation. You doing okay, bud? Didn't realize it had low health animations. You like spin his sword out of the way.
Thank you.
It feels realistic.
I'll find a
I
way
say
to
as
repay
someone
this
with no
kindness, I
practical
swear.
or very little practical knowledge of swords, and what practical knowledge I do have is entirely secondhand from YouTube videos. And I would like it if the sound would, like, work right, please. Oh, that's what happens. That's why these fail sometimes. When I try to start them when I'm already under fire. It's because the person you're supposed to talk to when you're done runs away because they're scared of you because you killed people. Dang it. Yep, there was one.
Stop running! You cannot escape!
It's one of those moments where I'm like right there and then I get discovered again. Again? I would like to not have to run far away from the person I want to save. Don't get up there. The flag. Can't catch me. Well, might as well try to get this tower. Even if they are shooting at me. Oh, it's barely even a tower. It's a gate. Oh, don't hang on, press wrong buttons. I gotta restart the game. This sound stuff is just not right.
Stay on him! Away with you.
Let me lose these people. Is that when am I supposed to kill you? Get up, Altair.
You'll never get away! You won't get away from me!
Some big bad night guy. See, it'd be really helpful if my minimap were an actual miniature map, so I could see the city streets before I cross them.
I found him! He's here! There's no way out! He's finished! Infinite
That's what you think.
die here!
Oh.
Get away from me!
This will end badly.
There we go. Man, what is this? Bug Fables? I'm gonna save and quit on a bench. Or not Bug Fables. The other game about bugs that people really like. Hollow Knight. I really couldn't remember that. Alright, I'm starting this over. I'll just restart the whole console. Apparently I hit shutdown and not restart. Oops. Alright, there we go. Loading back into it. I'm still tired. Oh, you know what? I should open my vent back up. I just knocked over my drunk tablet. That's what that noise was.
Should you enter a fistfight, guards will not interfere.
That was me smacking the side of my head on the
Withdrawing
TV.
your weapon will turn them hostile.
That was me fixing the things I knocked over. And finally, the sound of me scooting back into place. Apparently, I'm still not fully back into place. This feels right. There we go. Get out those. Yeah, get out throwing knives. Don't infinite throw knives. Back at the bureau. What is it? Oh, 10, okay. So did it say 6? Because it really counted the ones I threw on the loading screen? No. Screw rooftop guards. I'm taking the roof anyway. Let me practice going along the rooftops without making the rooftop guards mad. Impossible, I know. But I bet there's a skill to it. You just have to not go where they're looking. Well, there's a viewpoint I got, I think. Which means there should be a haystack right there. And the person to save is on the other side of this wall. I'm going to start it off with some throw knives.
Hey, please.
You look familiar.
Why are you doing this?
Never mind. Face the guy who's actually coming for you. No, I'm still alive.
How simple.
There. It's someone. Okay, don't change weapons then.
I only wish my sons were half as brave as you.
Ooh, I picked a good time to open my vent back up. The AC turned on again.
What it is to be a true hero.
Feels nice.
He just killed someone.
These are dark days indeed.
Okay, stop. The game would not let me get away fast enough to not get caught for that. Oh, jumping there did not help.
Stop running! You cannot escape! Hide like a rat!
Hide like a rat? What?
That's him! There! Get him! I found him! He's here! I will catch you!
Hi, buddy. See you later. Says there's a hiding spot right below me. Well, shoot. I think I'm near another person in trouble.
Leave, peasant, before I make you.
No? No?
Food. I'm so
No.
hungry.
Okay.
Just a little money, I bet.
You shouldn't be here.
It'd be funny if I could find another pickpocket mission.
My
Because
God,
2 out of 3 of the ones I've done
could you spare a few
that I need to do to be able to continue have been pickpockets.
Dirty thief, I'll have your
Okay,
head
let's
for
do
that.
this with throwing knives and actually do it right.
What have I done wrong? Tell me, please. Stop it, please. You're hurting me.
Death to the infidel! I'll have your head! Yeah.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Shoot, get this guy up in here. And then he got knocked on the ground and just couldn't get back up. I think that's like one of the #1 rules in a street fight is that if you're on the ground, you've lost. Which makes sense, because that is a very disadvantageous position to be put into. It is very easy for someone who wants to kill you to keep you from getting back up. Which is why that Templar guy died.
Thank you. I'll
The
find
guy
a
with
way to
the
repay
fancy
this
helmet.
kindness, I swear it.
Who would do such an awful thing?
Yes, 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 stop locking on to the new thing. Was me, was me, was me, was me.
I beg
You
of
dare
you.
steal in my
I beg
presence?
of you just a
That
few
will cost
coins.
you your life! So comes the English
Well, if
king
this was
and
Spider-Man, I
with
would
an
assume that
army.
the objective is up on the roof. But these are always on ground level, so they can't be.
Death to the infidel!
Ouch, okay.
You won't get away from me!
How can one expect to defeat you?
Give up! You know it!
Nice of him to get back up just to die. It's just like Injustice.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
curse the one
I'll
who's done
find a
this!
way to repay this
Where
kindness,
are you?
I swear it.
Get me. Gotta get away before they realize I did this.
Any way I can. What happened here?
Alright, I see the next viewpoint. Oh, yeah. I forgot that happens sometimes. Sometimes you kind of just gently float down to the next part you're gonna land on. Oh, did I get a... Ouch. Did I get a memory block? So I've only got 2 more left to get. Which is like another 30 objectives. Not counting however much progress I already have towards the next one. I don't know if that means I'll be topped off on all 20 by the time we get to the end game. I don't know if there'll be enough tasks between the final 3 districts.
Stop! You must not trespass here. Die, infidel!
You die. Man, the AC turned off again. Now it's starting to get warm. I mean, I could just turn on the fan. It doesn't matter. It's telling me 40 meters to a thing. I don't know what thing it's automatically marked on my map.
على رسلك. You're a dead man.
Oh, okay. Well, I was a little slow on the draw there. Probably could have got the... There we go.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
Everywhere. Watching. Waiting. He tempts us always. Be strong. Strong like Salahadin. And take up arms against our enemies. ارحل من هنا.
Yeah, might as well. Thank you. Take the ladder up. Oh, wait.
Your life
There.
ends now.
That's what I get for picking the wrong roof.
Have you gone mad?
Is that something?
Up.
Hungry. No, please don't.
Jeez.
Just a few coins.
I don't know if I mentioned this already. I've been replaying Paper Mario 64 on the NSO version. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it looks better than when I emulated it. Which doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense to me because I know people were dissatisfied with NSO's 64 emulation when it launched, and I don't know if Paper Mario ever got updated because they kind of have to update it on a game-by-game basis because that's just how Nintendo 64 emulation works apparently. No, don't attack me. I'm just trying to be an eagle. I just want a nice view of the city. Tourist traps haven't become a thing yet. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just... something about it seems like it looks nicer. But, okay. Back in the hay I go. It just seems like it looks softer and cleaner, maybe a little crisper. Even though I still look at it and go, yep, these are Nintendo 64 graphics. Like, you know, the poly count's still low and the resolution of textures isn't the highest. Maybe it's just the size of the screen. I mean, I'm playing on an OLED, so it's like the bigger of the two Switch screens. Did they say the same line at the same time? Did I just accidentally... was trying to... pressed R1. I don't know how that... Whatever. Maybe it's just something about the Switch that makes me look at the graphics and completely gloss over the low resolution. And maybe because it's OLED that the colors pop better. Oh! He canceled my grab. Nope, still won't. Ow. Well, you can't counter my counter. Nor can you counter burping. Nor can you counter being on the ground. No, go into the thing. There we go. I'm just gonna walk away as soon as I can. Wow, only 8? Only one more to go. And they're right there. That way.
Defy it is to disrespect him. And there is no greater
But I've mostly been replaying it because being excited about Thousand Year Door Remake Dude.
Cast out the wicked among us, that
Sorry.
we may live righteous lives.
That was incredibly rude.
And I'm also honestly kind of tempted to play Sticker Star again.
Each day is a
For like the
struggle
8th
to remain
time.
strong in our faith.
Which I think would be funny because before Sticker Star came out, I played a lot of Thousand Year Door and I want to say Super Paper Mario as well, probably. I don't think I... No, I'm pretty sure I beat it up by then. How nice of you to drop in. Looking for the punch, that's just insult to injury, man. So it would be kind of ironic if I were to replay Sticker Star while waiting for Thousand Year Door. That's basically what I'm getting at there. Wow, this has just got sticky. And there we go.
But you came along
Thanks,
with
throwing
me.
knives.
Another minute and they would have made off with me.
Temptation. They act contrary to the law, no matter
So,
how minor it
finally-
seems, they must be reported. Small crime today leads to larger ones tomorrow. Majduddin will help. Only come forward so that he might before you to deliver a
And
warning.
then there's a tower over here.
Richard takes Jaffa. There will be no
Right up there.
He will march on Jerusalem
Ow.
next. We must end this before it has a chance to begin. That city is ours, has always been ours. And it is our duty to defend it until death. The Crusaders must be destroyed.
Okay, yep, still gotta go up higher on this one. I gotta remember to pay attention this time. How many viewpoints do I have left to find? I just became one with an eagle.
Take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can.
5 of 6. Are the last ones right over there?
Fires of war consume the land.
It kind of makes sense for the poor district to just be the smallest district and therefore have the least amount of stuff. But it also feels kind of ironic to have it have the least amount of citizens in trouble.
So well. For none of us
Oops, I'm wandering back into the scene of the crime.
should they act contrary to
Was me. I mean, oh, what happened?
I need food. I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
Wait, I can't get up from there. The roof, the lip on the roof is too long.
Oh my.
No, don't start yawning. Didn't I get this one? Pull yourself up. It's like, yes, you have your hand there, but now what? I think his hand actually was like in limbo, like the game was thinking it was gonna reach there, but he couldn't actually reach there with his arm span. So the game just decided, oh no, you can't actually continue this animation. You didn't actually grab a ledge.
It's forbidden for you to be here.
Okay. I'm gonna be up here, I'll just jump. Okay. So there's 4 options, and unfortunately I can't do three pock pickets in a row. That'd be funny, but I can't. So I'll just do the next best thing. I'll eavesdrop. I hit L1 a little too soon. I had to be facing them and then press it and then press triangle.
sorry, Ahmad. It came without warning.
My son? They have my son? What is to be done with him?
We did everything we could.
What is to be done with him?
He's to be executed. Today.
No, I won't allow it.
But what can we do? Majduddin will hear no appeals. He says there can be no barter with God's will.
This is not God's will, but madness. I'll go to him myself. Where is he?
He will attend the execution. Perform it even. He enjoys the act. A truly evil man.
We have no time to lose then. Let's go.
And time to return to the bureau. Performing an execution today. Sure sounds like he enjoys executing people for whatever reason he deems necessary.
Someone should stop him before
Probably goes without saying, but I don't believe in killing people for crimes. Like, I think that's a thing most people are coming to nowadays is like, the death penalty is... I was gonna say overkill. It's poor choice of words. Death penalty really shouldn't be necessary. Or shouldn't be the go-to punishment for anything.
I don't understand what he's trying
I think one of the arguments is like, well, it's supposed to deter people from committing a crime. That it's punishable by death, but it never does. In fact, I would hazard a guess to say that most punishments don't stop any form of crime. People do the crime and then they try to avoid the punishment. It doesn't stop them from doing it. Really, what should be done is not harsher punishments for crimes, but avoiding the crime to begin with, mental health stuff, like proper medication and therapy and other things like that, and education, so that people don't feel like they have to resort to crime to get by in life. There's a little too deep for a completely unprompted thought, I think.
A man's skill is defined by his actions, not the markings on his robe.
We can trade barbs or do Al Muallim's work. It's your decision.
Then be out with it.
Jerusalem's regent Majduddin is holding a public execution not far from here. It's sure to be well guarded, but it's nothing I can't handle. I know what to do.
And that is why you remain a novice in my eyes. You cannot know anything, only suspect. You must expect to be wrong, to have overlooked something. Anticipate, Altair. How many times must I remind you of this?
As you wish. Are we done?
Not quite. There is one more thing. One of the men to be executed is a brother. One of us. Al-Mulim wishes for him to be saved. Do not worry about the actual rescue. My men will take care of that. But you must ensure Majduddin does not take his life.
I won't give him the chance.
So I hope.
I suspect that this is a thing I will not be able to restart for if I fail, unfortunately.
Fast forwarding
So
memory
let's hope
to a
there's
more
no way to
recent
fail
one.
it. It'll be near the western edge of Solomon's Temple.
Praise be Salahadin!
Excuse me. Hey, look at that. I'm gonna be approaching from the western angle of it. I mean north, but if I just continue straight south, there we go. Of course, going straight in a city is a tricky thing to do when the roads are winding. Ooh, nice. I didn't realize there was a rounded bar that I would swing off of. Okay, I think I'm south enough. Oh yeah, I gotta get rid of these guys. Yeah, the bureau guy, I wish it were easier to know their names. Very, very correct, I think. But Altair really should be expecting... Is that him? Really should be expecting to be wrong. Be prepared to be wrong. Because like we've been told before, adaptability is one of our greatest assets, and the greatest way to adapt is to be prepared to have to. Be prepared for any possible outcome. Be ready to react to whatever may come. Oh, there he is. He didn't come from the west. Oh, I see the brother.
Silence! I demand silence! People of Jerusalem, hear me well. I stand here today to deliver a warning. There are malcontents among you. They sow the seeds of discontent, hoping to lead you astray. Tell me, is this what you desire? To be mired in deceit and sin? To live your lives in fear?
We do not, never!
Then you wish to take action?
Find us!
Your devotion pleases me. This evil must be purged. Only then can we hope to be redeemed.
This is not justice! You've no right to do that! Who do you take yourself for?
And all of you stand idle, complicit in this crime.
Blood curse you all! See how the evil of one man spreads to corrupt others? They sought to instill fear and doubt within you, but I will keep you safe. Here now are four filled with sin. The harlot, the thief, the gambler, the heretic. Let God's judgment be brought down upon them all! Temptress! Succubus! Whore!
I think I don't have much choice.
Guards, kill him!
I want to save my brother here. It's quite the sticky situation I've got myself into here. But I can't see any stealthy way to do this, because we know throwing knives don't work. I'm doing really badly.
Your work here is...
And then the stab.
No, no! It had only just begun.
Tell me, what's your part in all of this? Do you intend to defend yourself as the others have and explain away your evil deeds?
The Brotherhood wanted the city. I wanted power. There was an opportunity.
An opportunity to murder innocents.
Not so innocent. Dissident voices cut deep as steel. They disrupt order. In this, I do agree with the Brotherhood.
You'd kill people simply for believing differently than you.
Of course not. I killed them because I could. Because it was fun. Do you know what it feels like to determine another man's fate? And did you see the way the people cheered? The way they feared me? I was like a god. You'd have done the same if you could. Such power.
Once perhaps. But then I learned what becomes of those who lift themselves above others.
And what is that?
Here, let me show you.
You already stabbed him, though. Alright, time for me to get out of here. Bye! Whoop, 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 whoop. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh! Scholars is supposed to be helping me, not tripping me up. Wait, I need to find. Haystack. 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 Get ended. Okay, good. Yeah, it seems that guy was just bad with power. He got on a killing high. Yeah, I really gotta be careful here. So close to the bureau, I need to be careful.
Until death. The Crusaders must be destroyed.
Wish I could have figured out how to done that stealthily, but... Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I was too slow that he would have pulled the rope, or pulled the lever, and they would have dropped and hung. Or however he was going to kill them there.
Jerusalem needs a new ruler.
So I have heard.
What's this? No words of wisdom for me? Surely I have failed in some spectacular fashion.
You performed as an assassin should. No more, no less. That you expect praise for merely doing as told, however, troubles me.
It seems everything I do troubles you.
Reflect on that. But do so on your way back to Masyaf. Your work here is done.
Okay.
Fast-forwarding
Just let me
memory to a
stand
more
here for 10 more
recent
seconds. And then stand here for 20. Memory block done. Time to move on to the next one. Man, was that like the shortest district we've done or what? I was waiting for it to give me a loading screen tip.
We done already?
Get up.
Whatever you say, Doc.
I'm ending the session. No, I'll be right there. You're sure about this? Yes. No. Everything's Denver. I don't see how he could... Of course. I understand. You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Miles.
What's his problem?
They're coming for you.
Who's coming for me?
Assassins.
Hey, I had nothing to do with this.
Sounds like they're mounting some kind of rescue attempt. Guess you're more important than you realized.
Man, things just keep getting weirder and weirder around here.
It was bound to happen.
What do you mean?
That little fight your ancestors started during the Third Crusade, it never ended. You're being held by Templars.
Vidic's a Templar?
There's no way you could have known. They hide it so well. But to answer your question, Vidic works for them. We all do. Abstergo is their company.
I thought Templars were old dudes with funny hats who sat around drinking beer and plotting world domination with, like, the lizard people.
No. Except the part about world domination, I guess. Look, Desmond, it's complicated. Half the stuff they say about the Templars comes from crazy tinfoil hat-wearing nut jobs. The other half is misinformation intentionally produced by the Templars themselves.
But they are the bad guys, right?
If there's one thing I've learned since I started working here, it's that there's no such thing. It's all so relative. I guess the best way to explain it is, what they want is good. But the way they're going about it, it's bad. Really bad.
What are they trying to do?
And now Lucy's getting a phone call.
Lucy.
Yes.
Miss Stillman, I need to speak with you. Get up here, now!
On my way, Doctor. I'm sorry, Desmond. I have to go. You should turn in for the night. The answers to all of your questions are right in front of you. You just have to know where to look.
Oh, was that my bedroom door opening? Yeah, it's a good thing they mentioned it now because it was something I was thinking about. I was like, well, I have to wait till they say it. Yeah, it's... So, Abstergo are Templars, like she just said. Why you... Oh, she wants... She's gonna wait for me to go to my bedroom, okay? They're Templars. And it's pretty ironic how we're in the captivity of a Templar organization, and they're giving us the story of an assassin and how he became so firm in his beliefs of assassinhood. So it's like they're giving us a direct line to the assassins and why we should become one, while being in their captivity and being basically captured by the other side. It's like ironic or something. It's more just like unintended consequences, because it's not supposed to be propaganda that converts us to the side of the assassins. It just so happens that we're following the assassin and seeing why he's right.
Missed you this morning, Doc.
Get in the Animus.
Jeez, okay. Can I take a moment to see how many memory blocks we have left?
You forget how the Animus works? Select a memory on the menu in front of you and let's begin.
I just want to see. Okay, so memory. Okay, so this is what we just did. Yeah, okay. It's like, wait. These names don't match up. Yes, they do. So we're gonna get 2 targets next, I guess.
Time to start the program, Desmond.
And then one more, and then we get to where they're going with where they want me to get to here. And then there's one more. So we'll do at least half of this tonight. And then we'll see how much time we have left. Maybe we'll get another short district.
Climb tall structures to gain a bird's eye view of your surroundings. Tall buildings can be used to orient yourself when moving through a city.
I doubt that, honestly. I mean, I could just use my compass to orient myself while moving through a city. You know, my mini-map pointed north and like, oh, okay, that way's north, I need to go. Or just use the, you know, the pins.
I trust you're well rested? Ready for your remaining trials?
I am, but I'd speak with you first. I have questions.
Ask then. I'll do my best to answer.
The merchant king of Damas murdered the nobles who ruled his city. Majd-ad-Din in Jerusalem used fear to force his people into submission. I suspect William meant to murder Richard and hold Akka with his troops. These men were meant to aid their leaders. Instead, they chose to betray them. What I do not understand is why.
Is the answer not obvious? The Templars desire control. Each man, as you've noted, wanted to claim their cities in the Templar name, that the Templars themselves might rule the Holy Land and eventually beyond. But they cannot succeed in their mission.
Why is that?
Their plans depend upon the Templar treasure, the Peace of Eden. But we hold it now, and they cannot hope to achieve their goals without it.
What is this treasure?
It is temptation.
It's just a piece of silver.
Look at it.
What am I supposed to see?
This piece of silver cast out Adam and Eve. It turned staves into snakes, parted and closed the Red Sea. Ares used it to start the Trojan War, and with it a poor carpenter turned water into wine.
It seems rather plain for all the power you claim it has. How does it work?
He who holds it commands the hearts and minds of whoever looks upon it, whoever tastes of it, as they say.
Then Gagne's men?
An experiment. Herbs used to simulate its effects, to be ready for when they held it.
Talel supplied them. Tamir equipped them. They were preparing for something. But what?
War.
And the others, the men who ruled the cities, they meant to gather up their people, make them like Gagne's men.
The perfect citizens, the perfect soldiers, a perfect world.
Robert de Sable must never have this back.
So long as he and his brothers live, they will try.
Then they must be destroyed.
Which is what I've had you doing. There are 2 more Templars who require your attention. One in Akka, known as Sibran. One in Damas, called Jubair. Visit with the Bureau leaders. They'll instruct you further.
As you wish.
Be quick about it. No doubt Robert de Sable is made nervous by our continued success. His remaining followers will do their best to expose you. They know you come, the man in the white hood. They'll be looking for you.
They won't find me. I'm but a blade in the crowd.
Here, my gift to you, in gratitude for the good work you've done.
Still find it interesting that we're doing 2 next. Oh, we got another new sword. Sword upgrade. Defense break. Ooh. Gonna go practice that in the courtyard. Like I have a choice. Oh, wait, I do? Wow. Yeah, so I think at this point, some pieces of the puzzle that come together. So that treasure we recovered from the place at the beginning, I think it was, if not the Ark of the Covenant itself, then sitting on top of it, was a piece of Eden.
Altair, it seems my
is-
students do not fully understand what it is to wield the blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
I don't know why I'm listening to this. I know what he's gonna say. It's not new dialogue. And the Templars want the piece of Eden. And even so much as to still want it. Square right after a step to break your enemy's defense.
Perfect. The work of a master. And that, my students,
Okay.
is how we all
Well, now stepping has a point. Yeah, it's something they want so much that they still want it in the future, which
You
tells
must be busy. I
tells us that the assassins still have it. And it's a very powerful artifact apparently. And yeah, that's why we're working through these memories, is because they want some memory pertaining to it. I feel like I can't tell if I'm being too vague and not saying, basically saying nothing, or if I'm saying too much. I guess it's not really spoilers to say they want to know where it is. Altair has the memory of where it, apparently where it exists in the present. And Abstergo wants that memory.
He must be late for something.
I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing. How it was said. Like what the Templars want. He said control, right? That was the word he used. And that's basically why we're at war here. So they want control, and we want freedom. And as Lucy said, what they want is not bad. So they're not just some evil overlords looking to conquer the world. They're just going about whatever they want the wrong way. Which, you know, I could see that. You know, if they want control and they're trying to achieve it through the Piece of Eden, which is basically mind control, that I could see how... You know what? I'm gonna go to Accra again.
When you are exposed,
Like, I feel like it's maybe too soon to go back to Accra, because, like, that was what we did before we went to Jerusalem, but...
when the path is clear.
You know what? I want to go back and I want to talk about that NPC, or that character that I mentioned before. I want to do it while it's still fresh on my mind. Yeah, so if the... Controlling people's minds, obviously, pretty bad. Pretty anti-freedom. Because you're taking away their free will for control. Mind control really is like the ultimate form of control. It's the ultimate way to get someone to do what you want. Excuse me, sorry, my daughter's doing the thing again. Where it's hard to say words. Don't walk right into my horse, dude.
And I'll have your head amuse yourself.
But that's what I love about Assassin's Creed's story, and, like, even the present day stuff, is that the Templars do still want a good thing. Again, that's how Lucy said it. That it's not that what they want is bad. It's just the way they're going about it is bad. So they're not treated as these entirely evil people. They want a good thing. They're just wrong at how they want to achieve it. I love when stories remember that the enemy, quote unquote, the enemy, is not always strictly someone who's evil. Especially in a historical context like this, in a more realistic. There's a flag right by the entrance. Like in in a real life context, that, yeah, people, at least like 99% of the time, aren't strictly explicitly evil. They're trying to achieve something good, and whether or not they're doing it a good way is really the problem. You know, this thing called I'm genuinely blanking on the word. Oh man. What typically when someone goes, it's a thing called they didn't actually forget the word for it. I'm not even sure what word I was looking for there. You know, perspective and all that. That the world is not all black and white. I swear there's a word for that. For the world not being black and white. Subtlety, I guess? Nuance? Those words both work, I think. Close to whatever point I was getting at there. I mean, I'm perfectly okay with stories where there is an explicit evil. Like, you know, like Mario games, or I want to say Kirby games. I guess Kirby doesn't always have explicit pure evil either. I mean, I guess like Darkness, I guess, but that's Kirby lore deeper than I actually know, so I really just know Kirby lore to the depths of like, oh no, Kirby's cake has been stolen. Gotta go get it back.
Altair. What news? Al-Mualim has named another. Calls himself Sabrand.
I am familiar with the man. Newly appointed leader of the Knights Teutonic, he resides in the Venetian Quarter and runs Akka's port.
I'll start my work at once.
Here are the places where you should focus your search. On the docks east of here, among the ships and their crews. At the chapel to the northeast, near the cross overlooking the port. And to the north, in front of St. John's Gate.
This is most helpful. My thanks for the guidance.
Altair.
Yes, Rafiq.
I owe you an apology.
For what?
For doubting your dedication to our cause.
No, it was I who erred. I believed myself above the creed. You owe me nothing.
As you wish, my friend. Go in safety.
Wait, what additional do you have to say? Nothing. Cool. Yeah, I just appreciate when, especially in a more realistic context like this, that humans are not treated as always, well, I guess not always, but, you know, there's not, the bad guy is not always strictly the evil guy. That sometimes it's just someone who wants the same thing as you, just in a different way. I guess I don't really need a marker to get me east. It's like that was something I like. If I had any kind of takeaway from my English, my American history class, from, you know, me being bad at memorizing things, is that there really was no such thing as evil. What? Why did I? Good. There. That everyone just wanted something, and they just wanted it a different way. Like, sure, you might read the history books and go, oh man, well, you know, if you're an American, you might read the history books and go, oh man, Great Britain was such a villain. They didn't let us have our freedom. But it's not that simple. I'm sure if you read British textbooks, they paint Americans as the, so, oh, they're traitors, they're rebels. They just didn't want to do some simple tasks that we wanted them to do. Okay, where are the freaking viewpoints? Am I even east enough yet? Yeah, I'm east enough. Let me go for that church, since it's obviously a viewpoint. And that's also why, like, Assassin's Creed 3 is my favorite one, because it's, at least for me, the easiest one to interpret as, there really aren't any bad guys here. I mean, like, there's one guy who's kind of a tool, but, you know, game's gotta have an antagonist, I guess. Okay, go for the lantern. It's a socially acceptable way to be unsocially accepted on the roof. Keep going. There we go. I grabbed the... what would be a gutter if this were a modern building, but not really. Grab the... fine. Climb all the way up and then... Nine viewpoints. So this district is also kind of small. I hit you with my sword and you're still just like, whatever, this guy's no trouble. Wait, I hit square. Does that still counter? Wait. I can't do that in high profile. Because it becomes dodge. Alright, that guy's dead. He's dead. Who's next? And I guess now that I know how to guard break, I can be wary of them also doing the same. Because now I know they have to have distance to do the step. Or I think they do. Come on. That's not the time to be burping.
Thank you, my boy. I only wish my sons were half as brave as you.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll see to it that they hear this tale and know what it is to be a true hero.
I can still hear you pretty clearly. That's pretty cool. I got great hearing. And 7 citizens to save. Sick. Alright. So yeah, maybe we will be able to get both districts done. Oh, the other way. Like, do 3 districts tonight because apparently they're getting shorter. Okay, that did not get me up to a ladder. Oh, hey, an informant. I don't want to do your thing. Your things are hard. Alright, I think I see the next... Why did you do that? Why did you jump down instead of walking all the way across? The easy way. We're gonna be stuck in this game engine for 3 more games at least. Why are you doing the eagle noise? I haven't jumped yet.
Kill him! Kill the assassin!
Well, I guess we're at the point in the game where if I do any kind of climbing at all whatsoever, they assume I'm an assassin. Which makes sense. Down I go. And another citizen right nearby. Be cool if I could sit on a bench and throw a throwing knife. Oops, well, I happened to start this while there were like 4 more guards passing by, 5 more guards passing by. This is a lot more difficult than it needed to be.
I'll cut you down.
I feel like I'm having more success with the knife. Nope. Wrong button. Okay, so I guess I can't press square to do that.
Deine Strafe nicht entkommen!
Yeah, don't drop your sword in battle. That'll get you killed. Like, don't... I thought we learned this from Guy by the Goalies. Don't put your sword down so you can pull out a treasure chest and throw the treasure chest at me because you just keep using your sword. That's the better way to fight.
You've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
That's actually an eavesdrop I can do right over there. Might as well do that one. That's the easiest. All I gotta do is find a bench. Okay, fine. Don't get more throwing knives. See if I care.
But I need money, sir. I'm poor. I'm sick and hungry. Family's sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins? No, you don't.
Il n'a pas
Not
pu
the-
quitter la ville. Alors restez aux aguets.
Yeah, there we go.
It's getting worse. His paranoia knows no bounds.
He's doubled our shifts. No one sleeps.
I beg of you.
Wasn't
sir, I
so
beg
bad
of
till he
you,
decided to make the port his home.
He's planning something at sea.
Please,
That's
sir,
why he
have
came
any
here.
money?
Planning what?
Family's sick and dying.
What's the meaning of this? The two of you off in a corner, whispering, plotting?
Nothing of the sort. We were only...
Only what? What secrets are you keeping?
You misunderstand.
Damned assassins, they're probably here right now, watching us.
I need the money.
Do you find this amusing? Do you?
Yes, I do,
Well,
actually.
laugh while you can.
Ha ha
Devil
ha ha.
patrols.
Which ones?
All of them!
But we don't have the men.
Find them! Recall our knights from the field if you must.
I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
Je parie qu'il nous
No,
observe
you
en ce
don't
moment.
understand. I'm poor, sir. I need the money.
Wish they hadn't put that beggar around here.
Il finira bien par te montrer.
Made it kind of hard to pay attention to the dialogue.
J'en suis sûr.
Okay, I'm being watched. I gotta walk normal.
Prévenez-moi si vous l'apercevez.
And it's bleeping at me, so I do genuinely have to not do anything weird. I don't know why it was bleeping at me. Why is it not bleeping at me now? It's not because there aren't guards around, because there certainly are.
You're a good man for having helped us. I'm here to repay the...
Get off the barrels. I think that's it.
I will make you bleed.
Oh, okay. So let me get the tower. And then you can get mad at me. Unless I get mad at myself first for not freaking grabbing the ledge. Let me make sure I move the thumbstick towards the pile of hay so I don't jump to my death. Wait, did I just... I'm one objective away from getting max health. That's pretty cool. I thought it would have been harder to get than that. you know, would have... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry. That's illegal. It's illegal to have haste. Yeah, I would have thought you would need to save all the citizens in every district to get all the health. Oops, excuse me. Oh, there's a citizen in trouble here, apparently. This would get me up higher. Can't get me. I did a tricky maneuver that you're not programmed to be able to do, I think. See, I wall ran, and then I jumped. I don't think they can do that.
Don't let him get away! Get him! I will make you...
No, get on the perch. We're gonna be able to dive in the hay right after. Especially if I'm gonna... I was gonna say if I'm able to manage to stay in the yellow. I immediately jinxed it. Okay.
Don't let him get away!
Oh, also, something else I just remembered about what Lucy was saying. About the... Like, oh, that's just stuff spread by tinfoil hats and intentional misinformation. Like, that's a real thing. Like, not just tinfoil hats, because, like, everyone's heard of those kinds of people. I mean, like, intentional spreading of misinformation. It's like, that's a common thing with, like, alien sightings and stuff. Is like, sometimes you have, like, really credible stories, and then, like, the government goes and covers them up. And not like into, oh, the government doesn't want us to know about aliens kind of thing. Like, what they'll do is, like, they'll fabricate a story. Or maybe not. How do I avoid sounding like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat? I don't think I can do that without pointing towards, like, the video I watched where they mentioned, like, how there were actual things. Oh, I know one thing. Crop circles. So, like, crop circles, it's like, oh, well, that's just a thing people, you know, it's a prank, so it's a hoax. It's just made by people with, like, wood planks. And they crush the crops themselves. But actually, no. And there have been some actual unexplainable crop circles that have genuinely appeared overnight from no one actually doing anything. Although I think one explanation is something about, like, magnetism. There's, like, some stuff underground that can cause the crops to get crushed like that. Though, you know, the fact that they do actual patterns is still really weird. But there have been patterns that are so symmetrical and intricate and you know, stuff that you really can't do without a bird's eye view of exactly what you're doing. And the people who have claimed, like, oh yeah, that's you know, that was a thing me and my friends did. We crushed the crops with planks. When they were trying to prove it, they basically disproved that they did it because they did it so slowly and so sloppily. Can you stop? Stop. I need... Dang it. And then here's the government conspiracy part. The part that's probably going to make me sound like I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. Is that there was this one experiment that they did where it was like a closed off field that was like, I want to say, no, up, I'm pressing up on the thumbstick. Like, they wanted to scientifically prove that crop circles are a thing that maybe not supernaturally happen and maybe not necessarily aliens, but something that is not man-made. And the government genuinely sabotaged the experiment because they knew it would discredit the person doing the experiment, and it helped them, you know, helped keep their secrets from getting out by discrediting the person who would have been leaking them, something like that. But I also don't remember what secrets they were supposedly protecting there, but... that's the thing I think they do with Roswell as well. With like, again, not necessarily saying that, oh yeah, Roswell is definitely hiding aliens. But there have been stuff that they've done, the, what's the word for it? Like, counterintelligence. Like, they genuinely create, maybe not create hoaxes, maybe that's still not the right thing to say. But they do things to discredit people who have actual, you know, information that they don't want getting out. Because sometimes people do discover secrets that, you know, maybe not, again, maybe not aliens, but like experimental aircraft, and you can't have that information getting out because, you know, that's warfare. You can't let any of your secrets get to people you don't want them to have.
That my husband hears of your bravery.
So what they do is they spread misinformation and they spread like distrust in people who have the secrets to cover it up. But basically, all my sources is just the Y Files. I've been watching this YouTube channel called The Y Files. You know, WHY, which I think is supposed to be a play on X Files, like, you know, the letter X, but it's like the next letter Y, but then they turned it into the Y. You know, the word Y. Come on, get up. And I realized how good that channel actually is. No, realized how good that channel actually is because I watched a different video last night that's maybe not on, I wouldn't say on a similar subject that the Y Files would have covered, but it was like, there have been some Y Files videos that were long that I've watched, and then they're over and it's like, oh, huh, video's over. Oh, time to watch another one. Where is it the cross? Am I supposed to be on the... No, it's the next building over. It's that tower. Oh, dang it. Excuse me, just drop it in to say hi. Ha! Yeah, I watched a video last night that was also like about an hour or so long. And it was like, this isn't holding my attention quite as well as the Y Files videos have been. So, you know, I guess it's a difference in, like, commentary style and editing that just one held my attention and one didn't. It was like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I get to beat someone up. I'm going to do that one.
Vessels must be turned over to the Teutonic Order. Clear out your cargo. Ship deeds must be presented to the court of the king by midnight.
And I especially appreciate a channel like the Y Files that has the skepticism in the commentary, but there's still like that air of, well, you know, there are still things we can't explain. We can't always perfectly explain everything that happens. You know, it's nice to still have that, you know, groundedness of, like, you know, not everything you hear is true. Not every story is necessarily correct. You know, if the only evidence that they have is, oh, well, it happened to me one time and you just have to believe me. It's easy to see how it might be a hoax. But there are some things where sometimes the evidence is pretty extraordinary, or, you know, multiple people say the same story when there's no reason for them to cooperate. And, you know, it's not like science has everything perfectly figured out anyway. I mean, dark matter, still don't know what that is. Dark energy, no clue. So who's to say that all these things we still don't understand, these stories that sound too incredible to be true, who's to say it's not something to do with dark energy or dark matter? That's the thing that always bugs me about, you know, when not to get, like, religious or anything, but when people are like, oh, this proves God doesn't exist because... It's like, well, we don't know what dark matter is. How do you know that we can even I don't know. I don't know what connection I'm making here. Okay, I'm just gonna beat you up now.
I'll show you.
Okay, you guys, get out of here. I don't need you. Hey, thanks for helping me beat up the guys who were joining in to save you. Still doing it. Okay, I gotta hurry up and beat up this guy. Stop! Stop! I can't. Why can't I block? You know, I'm realizing that's. Oh wait, can I? Oh, I could. Okay. I was gonna say, like, that's unfair if they can block and I can't. And actually, there have been some Y-Files videos that I've watched. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna wait for the part where he explains, like, oh, well, it turns out that actually they faked it like this, and then, you know, oh, well, we have to take this story with a grain of salt. And then sometimes they'd end with, like, I don't want to say sometimes it just ends, but sometimes the story does just end. It's like, wait, what? Where's the part where you remind me that this is reality and things like this don't happen?
Be gone, pet.
Ah, shut up. Okay, so maybe that's what I'm supposed to be waiting for when I interrogate people. So I'm supposed to be waiting for there to not be these pouch guys around. Dude! Leave me alone! Here's a better example of a certainty that some people have that I just don't agree with. It's like, oh, well, we live in a simulation because there's like there's a non-zero chance that we could be one, and the way the technology is advancing, it's like, you can't prove that. You can't prove what dark energy is. You also can't be certain that we're in a simulation. You can't just be so confident in that just because it's like, oh, well, because the non-zero chance. It's like, yeah, I'll believe we're in a simulation once people figure out what dark matter is.
Take yourself from my sight.
Also, sometimes there is just completely unexplainable things, even in science, even in things we've discovered. Like, I'm trying to remember this one experiment where they were. I'm trying to remember what kind of particle it was. There was this I think it's called the double slit experiment, where, you know, so if you send, I think it's like light through two slits, you know where the light is going to be. It's just going to be two lines on the wall. But if you send waves through the double slit, it'll come out as like a wave pattern. You know, it'll turn one wave into two waves coming out of the slits. And then it's like, I feel like particle is not the correct word. It's like, they sent some kind of particles through the double slit, and it ended exactly how would you expect. It came out two lines. And then, or maybe it was, no, it came out as two waves. See, I'm really bad at remembering things, so I probably shouldn't even be trying to explain this, but I'll continue anyway, for those curious.
Stop following me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll stop following you. Just stand over here. Okay, basically, the particles came out one way. They came out a particular way. And then when they go to, so they're like, okay, well, let's see. This is acting differently than how we expected. Let's put a camera right next to it to observe what's happening with the particles. And then they did that. Dang it. You know what? Screw this. Screw following this guy. He was about to get to somewhere and then I got discovered, so who cares? Whatever. I'll stick to the easy ones. So they put up the camera to observe the particles, and then they switch behaviors. And then the crazier part is that so you might think like, oh, well, maybe the camera was disrupting how the particles were behaving. So what they did was they left the camera there, but they turned it off. And the particles began behaving like they were when they were not being observed. There's also a part where they say like, oh, well, when being observed, they apparently they go back in time to change their behavior. And I don't... Even when I was watching the video and it was being explained to me, I was like, wait, how does that work? How do these particles supposedly... What is the part where people think they went back in time to change how they behaved? Like, the part I accept is like, oh, okay, that's weird. They change behavior when they're observed. That's really fascinating. But then they say like, oh, well, they went back in time to do that. It's like, okay, you've lost me now. Now I don't believe this theory of what these particles are doing. But this is a perfect example of like, even things we can observe don't always act like how we expect them to be able to act. So it's like one of the things people say for like trying to confirm simulation theories, like, oh, well, you can't go faster than the speed of light. It's impossible. With our current understanding of science, yes. But, you know, just because like, oh, well, you can't go faster than the speed of light, so therefore it's like it's a game world with a set of game rules. Like, well, you could say that about any set of physics. Not necessarily the cap on how fast you can move. Yep, I was gonna guard break that guy and then he attacked me. You stop twirling your sword. You know, I guess it kind of is appropriate to be talking about simulation theory while playing Assassin's Creed, because it's like, oh, well, how do you know you're not in an Animus right now? It's like, if you were in an Animus, it would be saying fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one. This would be the part that they would skip to get to the information they want. No, the lady. Thank you. Yeah, and I gotta keep moving, lady. They're gonna get bad. They're on to me. And I've said before, but I don't know if I said it in this series. Like, sure, graphics and computer graphics and that kind of technology is advancing quickly, but I very much doubt that we'll be able to make a perfect experience that is so realistic that you forget you're even in a simulation. No matter how far along technology gets, because there will always be bugs. There will always be like that, like me not being able to jump from there. There'll always be bugs and hiccups and uncanny valley. There'll always be something off that you can just feel in your gut that this is not the real thing. Well, by jumping in the hay, they know what's going on here. I need to get on the other side of... That is a wall. Can I get to the top of it? Perhaps. Yes, I do. You think you can lose me? I didn't see where he went. Good job, buddy. Good job, Altair, grabbing that ledge that you really should not have been able to grab to save yourself. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to go on break 15 minutes ago. Well, let me do that. And I can gather my thoughts and see if there's anything else I want to say. Instead of just sitting here like, do I have anything more to say? Let's just go on break. Just go on break, doofus. Just go on break. Hey. I'm back.
Now be turned over to the
You get it.
Complaints and
'Cause I'm-
concerns must be presented
Didn't I make that joke already?
at the court of the chain.
Leave now, or I'll take your
Time to kill some more people. There I go, kill again. Whoop. No, I wanted to fight with my blades out this time, but or my hidden blade, singular. I swear, every game after this one gives you 2. Although it would have been funny if every game going forward just gave you 1 extra to correspond to its number. Like, you get 1 hidden blade in Assassin's Creed 1, and 2 in Assassin's Creed 2. So when it was Assassin's Creed 3, they should have given you 3. Although I think technically Connor doesn't have 2, he just has his hunting knife stashed up his sleeve. Because I think if you actually select to fight with the hidden blade, he actually holds his knife in his hand, underhanded. Or maybe he does that all the time. Oh, careful, there's people carrying boxes. You don't want to startle them and make them drop their boxes. What are they running for? Are they scared of all these people with jars on their heads? Excuse me. Are they calling me a murderer just because I jumped over a thing? Oh man, I gotta find it. There's the door. Oh man. There's people there. There's guards.
Oh, now I'm sure I have something around.
Well, now I'm sure I've seen everything. I've seen a man climbing on a building. You again. Except you're not the same person. Well, what's the point in breaking your defense if you're just gonna regain your composure the moment I take 1 hit at you? Or 1 swing and my eyes. I don't know what they're doing, but I can't see. Ugh, I got like dirt in them or something. Okay, put down. I can see. I guess on the topic of theories, like let's get off of tinfoil theories and tinfoil hat theories, and let's how about like general like media theories? Why do people care so much for like why is it so common for there to be the oh they were dead the whole time or oh it was all a dream theory? Why is that the go-to theory? Like, oh, well, the events of the thing were just so extraordinary that, yeah, that's the point of fiction, is that it's extraordinary and unbelievable and not at all like, well, it can be like real life if you choose to. I mean, I'm literally playing an example of that right now. But just because someone does unbelievable things, like, doesn't have to, you don't have to immediately go, oh, it was all a dream. And that's not even the kind of theory, like, if it were true, would you really feel that satisfied with having come to that conclusion? Like, if they revealed that as canon, would you be patting yourself on the back?
Leave.
Because I think a lot, you know, generally, it was all a dream, or they were dead the whole time, is a disappointing ending to come to. No, don't jump yet! So I don't know why there are people out there who, like, that's their go-to thing. It's like, oh, that's not how the story actually ended. It was actually a dream. That is the real ending. You're not gonna be able to catch me. As I grab the window. Grab the window! Ah! You did it right before, and now you don't want to do it. And now they're tumbling over each other. Dude! Leave me alone. Can't catch me, I'm on a ladder. I'm on a ladder. Alright, fine. I'll go this way then. Can't catch me. I'm better than you. I can scratch my face while climbing. Because I can scratch it with my knuckle. I mean, I guess there are some theories I've seen that are kind of like a little bit interesting with like the oh, they were dead the whole time kind of thing. It's like Ed and he's like, oh, all the kids are dead, and it's all just like purgatory. Because like you can kind of attribute an era to each of the different kids. But like, would that really make the show better if you suddenly realize, oh, none of this is actually real? Because again, it's a cartoon. It was never real to begin with. He say lush? So yeah, maybe you are drunk. Maybe you are just seeing things. Wow, I got out of sight faster than I could climb. Probably would have gotten in trouble if that didn't happen.
Leave, peasant.
You leave. What are some other common theories here? It's like, oh, this character was actually the villain the whole time. That's also one where it's like, well, who cares?
It's
Get out of the
forbidden
way.
for you to be here.
It's like, what difference does it make if, like, oh, it actually turns out that Kirby was evil the whole time? Okay, but that doesn't change literally anything about the story because he goes around, he beats DDD a little bit, and then there's some. Why did you not? I'm just gonna take a nap in the hay. Heal my wounds in the hay. You know, Kirby goes around, he beats up DDD, and then he beats up Meta Knight, and then there's some new bad guy, and he beats them up. And then he goes through the true arena and finds the ultimate, actual, true, final, ultimate evil, and beats them. So what if Kirby is also evil? It doesn't change the events of the story. It doesn't change the context of anything. To any interesting degree, anyway. Because, you know, people's go-to thing with Kirby is like, oh, he actually eats literally everyone, and they die when he eats them. It's like, okay, and? It's like, that's just what you do in a video game, is you go by and you kill the bad guys. So saying like, oh, you're actually playing as the bad guy because of all the killing you do, because of all the enemies you kill. It's like Mario's actually the bad guy because he stomps on Goombas. It's like, okay, and? He still saves the princess at the end of the day, so it doesn't change anything. And really the only thing you changed are the implications of everything. Not... It's like you have stuff that's left ambiguous in stories, and I can see how that's fun to theorize about. But when you're theorizing about stuff that's not even ambiguous, it's genuinely unambiguous and is outright told to you, yes, Mario is the hero. It doesn't make any sense to try to contradict it like that. And say, no, actually Mario's he's evil. He doesn't actually enjoy saving the world and doing good deeds for people out of the kindness of his heart. He's actually a monster. It doesn't do anything. There are stories that do change if you look at them through a different lens like that. Or if you think of them with different contexts, like Final Fantasy VII. Like that's why I can understand people really liking that game's story, even if maybe it doesn't click with me personally. It's because there are parts of that where it's like, if you look at it through a different lens, a lens that I've already had spoiled for me, but I don't particularly mind because it makes the second reading better. Because once you realize certain things, it's like, oh, okay, this, you know, all this stuff has context now. You know, things that maybe didn't make sense before now make sense. But not every theory is like that, and I don't know. People maybe need to stop defaulting to particular theories to try to make things more interesting. Maybe if a plot didn't interest you and you have to make up your own ending to make it interesting, maybe it just wasn't a good plot to begin with. Maybe you just didn't like the plot. And it doesn't necessarily mean it needs changing. And actually, I take back what I said. Maybe it doesn't make it a bad plot just because you in particular didn't like it. Maybe it just means it didn't click with you. Yep, we're definitely at that part in the game. You can't do any kind of climbing without being chased down. Well, alright. See, this is a thing that I know they fixed in the later games, because that's basically what the notoriety system was meant to fix. Was that you lower your notoriety and you stop getting attacked for simply climbing on the sides of buildings. So that you can get viewpoints in peace. Okay, I'm gonna go around. Yeah, the whole, those default theories really just go back to a video I watched about, like, which is the darkest Zelda game. And people are really fond of the dark second reading, where you go through a story again, and then this time you try to be like, oh, but what if actually it's the darkest outcome? Maybe actually the hero is actually the villain. For some reason, people like to do that, but it doesn't add any depth. I think the video actually said something about, it gave conditions of like, oh, this is how the dark second reading actually should apply, and this is how these are the conditions where if they are not met, then your dark second reading is just a silly, hey, what if actually the good guy was evil theory that actually just doesn't add anything of value. Why won't you go up? This is the part where you're supposed to go up. Why? Because this isn't the viewpoint, that's why. But that one is. Carefully, don't fall in the water. It's actually as much of a pain to navigate as I thought it would be, considering all the water. So props to the developers for making an area fraught with water in a game where I can't swim, and have it not be annoying.
You've no reason to be here.
Ow. Like, here's a good example of a theory where it's like, well, okay, who cares if that's true? There's like the Pokemon anime starring Ash. Like, there's the theory of like, oh, he was actually in episode 1 when Pikachu shocked him. It actually put him in a coma, and everything else on the journey was just him having a coma dream. Okay, and? So Ash is in a coma, but what now? The problem with that idea is that it doesn't have an end. It's just like, oh, well, the story didn't actually happen. But that doesn't add anything, because if that were the actual canon of it, there would be more that happens when he wakes up, you know, or there would be some kind of point to Ash being in a coma, which is generally the point of when you put a character in a coma in a story. It's like generally they wake up having a realization or something. You know, Ash's imaginary Pokemon adventure makes him wake up a changed person. What am I supposed to do? Is it on the boat? Okay. Altair knows where it is, so I can jump. Haystack on a boat. They don't know where I went. Look at them go. Why are you walking into the hay? Okay, no, that's not everything. There's one more citizen to save. I've been so busy talking that I've been forgetting to pay attention to all of these icons telling me I got all the things. Didn't... I want to say in one of these menus I could... Maybe in here... Yeah, here we go. So I have okay, so I've gotten all the viewpoints. And now I just need... Okay, there we go, yeah. So I don't have to pay attention. I can just open my pause menu whenever I want. Whenever I make a lapse in focus and forget to focus on how many things of the things I've gotten. Maybe that whole like dark second reading thing is like, maybe this is a cynical take, but maybe people are just desperate to grow up and they're like, oh, well, this thing can't be innocent. It's gotta be dark. So subconsciously, they try to figure out a way that they can make this innocent thing no longer innocent. Because, you know, hearkening to Aiken... Sorry, hearkening is a stupid use of it. That's not how you use that word. Akin to how all the dark cartoons think they have to be extremely vulgar and violent to be adult. It's like maybe subconsciously that's what people are applying to the media they consume as an adult. It's like, oh, I'm an adult, so therefore I have to find the dark hidden meaning in all the things. Not even thinking about how there isn't always a dark meaning behind everything. Sometimes a story is just a story.
This is where you die. It shouldn't be too hard. You'll be dead soon.
There also is kind of the problem with whenever someone makes a theory, cherry picking is an issue. Which is something I'm always wary of when someone presents an idea, you know, presents a theory. Not necessarily exclusively a game theory. Like, you gotta remember that sometimes people pick certain... And MatPat is actually... I don't want to say guilty of this, because I don't want to be like, oh, MatPat, he cherry picks. He does it deliberately, and he's a jerk and stupid. Like, no, sometimes it's... MatPat does not make theories to be correct. He makes them to be entertaining. And sometimes to put out an entertaining theory, he does have to ignore bits of evidence that prove contrary to what he's trying to explain. And if the theory is for the sake of entertainment, which I'm sure most theories are, then I think it's fine to cherry pick. But one of the problems with theory culture is that sometimes people act like their favorite theory is canon. And they forget that, you know, sometimes evidence is circumstantial or coincidental or just generally cherry-picked, and the stuff that contradicts it is ignored. Maybe that's why MatPat's Sans is Ness theory is such a meme, is because of the obvious examples of cherry-picking coincidences and certain things obviously just being Easter eggs and not actually meant to be canon.
Praise God, you've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
Alright, I'll say Sensei used. Now I can... I was gonna say report back to the Bureau. No. I still need to go pickpocket 2 people. Don't... It's a moment like this where, you know, I do acknowledge that I'm sad that this game is almost over, that we're at least like 70% of the way through it. But then this right here reminds me of how much I'm looking forward to playing the next one. Like, I genuinely... There was a point where I would have said that Assassin's Creed is way worse than Assassin's Creed 2. And there is some truth to that. Assassin's Creed 2 does do a lot of things way better. But thinking that did make me forget that Assassin's Creed 1 is genuinely great. Even on its own. Forgetting Assassin's Creed 2 exists. Not thinking about, like, oh, this is... They make that better in the next game. They improve that and they fixed that. Assassin's Creed 1 is awesome on its own. It still does a lot of great things. But I am still looking forward to Assassin's Creed 2. Really, stuff like this doesn't make me hate this game. It's, you know, and I guess I should specify. Stuff like, because I can't just say this. Because in case you're not paying attention, I have to specify what I mean by this. Stuff like immediately getting caught just because I'm walking next to a dead body, it doesn't make me hate the game. This is still a great game. But it does make me glad that the game is as long as it is and not much longer than that. Or not any longer than that, because you can't be longer than you are because you are. I kind of... Stop it. I kind of did a stupid there with how I phrased that. So the game is as long as it is. It's not any longer than it is. Excuse me. Anyway. Too far.
You tell him I said
Okay.
no. I won't have you
He said
soldiers
no.
poking about in my business. Listen here, old man. No, you listen to me. This is my property, not his. I don't care if Christ himself put the man in charge.
He isn't asking. It's in order.
That's rich. The man couldn't order his way out of a burlap sack. I've seen the mess he's made of the docks. I won't let him ruin mine.
Just read the letter. You'll see his terms are quite generous.
I grow tired of this. Look, I'll consider what he has to offer, but I doubt it'll change my mind. Now go on, get out of here.
Oh no, I'm gonna get this old man in trouble because I'm gonna steal his note and make him not able to consider the offer. And then they're probably gonna take his property by force. I did that right in front of a guard. Awesome.
Oh, now I'm sure I have something.
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure I had a train of thought while that pickpocket dialogue was going on.
He's done. They moved the last of the food stores onto his ship this morning.
How much is there?
Enough for several weeks.
What's he planning, I wonder?
Perhaps he intends to flee. Something's got him very scared. Anyway, I must be off. He asked I deliver a letter to a courier at St. John's Gate. I best not keep him waiting.
A few coins, all right. A few coins. No, please, don't leave like this. Just a few coins. No,
Dang it!
please,
Stupid beggar screwed me up.
I'll find you. I swear I will. I see him. I'll hunt you down.
Come on. Come on. Get out of there.
Heathens! You'll die.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. It's that he couldn't order his way out of a burlap sack. That's just a really funny mental image to me, because it just makes me think that his men tied him up, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Get me out of here! This burlap sack!" And then they just leave him tied up in a burlap sack because he can't order his way out of a burlap sack. Because it's it's kind of, I don't know that it's necessarily rooted in he couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, but it's very similar to that saying. And, you know, fighting your way out of a paper bag, it's like, oh, well, it's paper. You're supposed, it's very weak. So if you can't fight your way out of a paper bag, it means you're weak. But ordering your way out of a burlap sack, it's like, that's way funnier than not being able to punch your way through paper.
Does he really have a reason for doing that?
I decided to reduce prices on everything. Come, come.
Could I interest you in any of my
I could also use more throwing knives, but that's
best leave here this instant.
focus on pickpocketing this guy first. Actually, no, because after I pick this guy's pocket, I'm going to the bureau where I'm sure I'll get more knives anyway. And done. Alright, now let me find my way over these guys. Yeah, they don't care. It's like, well, we were just ordered to guard this walkway. We don't have to. Like, if they climb over, that's not our problem. We were just told to stand guard here, prevent people from walking through. Didn't say nothing about climbing.
Why would anyone want to do that?
When is he gonna stop this nonsense?
Man, that guy says that like he knows me. It's like, oh, that Altair, always climbing on buildings. When is he gonna stop doing that? It's like, you don't know me. It's getting hot in here now. But I'm gonna endure until we finish. Guess it's not long now until we're done.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Because I guess I'm only doing these 2 districts tonight. We'll do the next one of this memory block Monday.
Greetings, brother. How fares your search?
I've learned all there is to know about my target.
Share your knowledge with me then.
Sibrand is said to be consumed by fear, driven mad by the knowledge that his death approaches. He has sealed the docks district, and now hides within waiting for his ship to arrive.
This will make things dangerous. I wonder how it is he learned of your mission.
The men I've killed, they are all connected. Al-Mualim warned me that word of my deeds has spread among them.
Be on your guard, Altair.
Of course, Rafiq. But I think it will be to my advantage. Fear will weaken him.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Send Richard to his private vessel. That will be the moment to strike. When he's in the private vessel or when he's retreating? Guess I don't have to think about it. I just have to get to the X on my map. I think I'm definitely gonna rewatch Steven's Let's Play of this game when I'm done playing it again myself. Just because that is a pretty good Let's Play. I'm just a tiny bit reluctant to recommend it because I don't remember specifically how old it is. And, like, I remember rewatching a Skyrim Let's Play and then being surprised, like, oh, I forgot. Some of the jokes he make in this series are pretty, immature by his current standards, I would say. Like, not the worst thing ever, but maybe not the best thing to revisit. But I've watched his Assassin's Creed Let's Plays at least twice each, I think. Maybe not Assassin's Creed 3, but... So I'm sure if I rewatch it again, I will enjoy it. But I don't remember if he has any jokes in there. We're like, don't remember him making jokes like that. Oh, I'm synchronized now. Oh, I gotta get down to that fight circle. Slowly and carefully down the ladder, I guess.
You are mistaken, Master Sibrand. I would never propose violence against any man, and most certainly not against you.
So you say, and yet no one here will vouch for you. What am I to make of this?
I live a simple life, my lord, as do all men of the cloth. It is not for us to call attention to ourselves.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they do not know you because you are not a man of God, but an assassin!
Never!
You wear the same robes.
If they cover themselves as we do, it is only to instill uncertainty and fear. You must not give in.
Are you calling me a coward? Challenging my authority? Are you perhaps hoping to turn my own knights against me?
No. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I've done nothing wrong.
I don't recall accusing you of any wrongdoing. which makes your outburst rather odd. Is it the presence of guilt that compels a confession?
But I confess nothing.
Ah, defiant to the very end.
What do you mean?
William and Garnier were too confident, and they paid for this with their lives. I won't make the same mistake. If you truly are a man of God, then surely the Creator will provide for you! Let him stay my hand!
You've gone mad! Will none of you come forward to stop this? He is clearly poisoned by his own fear, compelled to see enemies where none exist.
Seems the people share my concern. What I do for Acre! No! Stay vigilant, men. Report any suspicious activity to the guard. I doubt we've seen the last of these assassins. Persistent bastards. Now get back to work.
Nice helmet. That poor guy. He was coming at him with facts and logic, and it only made him angrier. Oh, I can't go that way. Unless I can get a dead body in their sights, but there's only innocents. I can probably approach from an angle. Sorry, Josh Jepson, I know you said. I know what you said, and I'm sorry, I gotta go at an angle. Where is he exactly? Can I eagle vision him? I don't think that's him. Well, again, I should remember that this game does not yet have restricted areas. That's not a thing yet. So I can go where I want. I just can't do anything suspicious. Not until I'm ready to strike, anyway. That's not on him. Where did he go? Oh, probably that ship over there. Who's looking at me? Stop looking at me. Oops. He climbed on a box! Get him! Oops. How about I just... Let's start that over. I don't know that I need to be stealthy. I don't know that it'll make anything easier. In fact, I'm probably just making things harder on myself, making me have to perhaps go a longer way around to get to the guy. But I would be more satisfied if I can manage to get there, at least mostly staying undetected. So let's see. So he's here. So I can probably walk all the way along dry land here to this corner and then just make a few hops to get to him. If I'm lucky, I can even get onto this circle, which is probably like one of those lighthouses I climbed, and make my way to him there.
Leave now, or I'll make you leave.
Shut up, I'm leaving. I can't get over that, though. I accidentally climb on a box, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's an assassin! Get him! Oh, crap. Okay, sorry, buddy.
What? Who's done this? Tell me.
It's not me. I'm just over here praying. Praying I'll make it past this checkpoint here. Okay, good. Oh, there's a lot of guys right here. Blinking red. I really gotta be careful. Man. It's like a bull in a china shop right now. Except the Mythbusters already proved that saying is not true. Bulls are oddly elegant when they want to be. Which I think actually makes sense, because animals don't typically run into objects out in the wild. Like, bulls are not known for running into random trees or anything that just happen to be situated around them. Oh no, that was suspicious. I took a little drop.
Before I really get angry.
At least, you know, that I know of. Maybe that's where the saying comes from, is that sometimes bulls actually do accidentally run into trees or clip rocks with their horns. But I think part of their instincts is to know how wide they are and not collide into furniture. Well, not that there's furniture in the wild. Furniture is the wrong word. To not collide into obstacles that are near them. Still, who is watching me? No one. The icon changed. Okay, I'm going across here. There's a drunk guy over there, but I shouldn't have to care. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a big group of guards over there, and they're probably not gonna like that I'm here. Don't let them get a good look at me. Don't accidentally climb. They will be very mad if you climb. Okay, just get a little distance here. Okay, now they're mad. That makes sense. Oh, he's not gonna run, is he? I'm not letting you get out of here. I win! I just comboed in the corner.
Don't do this.
You are afraid.
Of course I am afraid.
But you'll be safe now, held in the arms of your god.
Have my brothers taught you nothing? I know what waits for me. For all of us.
If not your god, then what?
Nothing. Nothing waits. And that is what I fear.
You don't believe.
How could I, given what I know? What I've seen? Our treasure was the proof.
Proof of what?
That this life is all we have.
Linger a while longer then, and tell me of the part you were to play.
A blockade by sea. To keep the fool kings and queens from sending reinforcements. Once we...
Conquered the Holy Land?
Freed it, you fool. From the tyranny of faith.
Freedom? You worked to overthrow cities, control men's minds, murdered any who spoke against you.
I followed my orders, believing in my cause. Same as you.
I don't know where he thought he was walking to in that memory vacuum. I also don't know how I had that conversation while there were literally like 8 men on me at once. Already. And I muted myself because I didn't want the clicking of me turning up the volume of my headphones interrupting the scene, but I can't turn them down right now. God, they saw me. They saw me getting hay. Okay, get out of here. You know, speaking of there possibly being nothingness when you die, I remember one thing I saw in a Reddit thread that I think was like, what are some reassuring thoughts, or something like that, was the idea that, well, if there's nothing waiting for you when you die, then you were born from nothing. So, at one point you did not exist, and if when you die you cease existing, is that really so much of a problem? Because there was a point where there was nothingness. So is it really so bad to return to nothingness? I'll admit, I am terrified of the idea of dying and then there's just nothingness. But it does give me some reassurance to remember that, oh yeah, that's right. When I was born, there was also nothingness. So that is something I try to remember when I get existential. Though, circling back to the Y Files, he does have a video talking about, I forget if it's necessarily about reincarnation in general, but he did do a video on one very interesting case where it seemed like someone had fully remembered a past life. It's a very interesting story that really doesn't have anything going against it as far as disproving it, which is very interesting. It was this girl who suffered some kind of accident, I forget what. And here's the part of the story that I don't believe in, is like she was proposed dead, or what's the word? They said she died. And then her parents return home from the hospital, and then she's just up in her room playing like normal, like nothing ever happened. That's the part I don't believe in, but then the part that's like, well, you can't really disprove that because that stuff actually happened. She actually did do things in this story that she said she started having like vivid dreams of like Egypt, of like what we now understand as her past life. She was like an Egyptian priest, and she even went to Egypt and went to the place that she supposedly lived in a past life, and she was perfectly able to explore that temple and go to place like she was there with I don't want to say a guide, because I don't think he was like a formal tour guide, but you know, someone who knew the temple, and he was basically quizzing her on like, okay, well, take me to the courtyard, and then she would have to navigate and make her way to whatever room he mentioned. Yeah, you gotta be sure to do that. That'll make him, that'll lose him. Get up to the garden. And she was perfectly able to navigate that, no problem. No map, no really mortal explanation for how she knows how to navigate this place she hasn't been to in this life. So it's one of those stories that's truly beyond explanation. There really isn't a scientific, quote-unquote scientific reason or rationale that you could come to explain how this stuff was, how she was able to do that, how she was able to know these things without actually having been there herself. And honestly, I think reincarnation makes sense, because I think one theory people have about reincarnation is that fears you have in this life are how you died in the last life. Which doesn't fully make sense, because you consider I'm afraid of the dark and spiders and heights. So I guess somehow I died in the dark from spiders from up high in a past life. And
Altair, you've
I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say about the
I've done as
scones.
requested. Sabran's life is ended.
So it is. So it is. You should ride for Masyaf and inform Al-Mualim of your success.
Yes. I should return and speak to him. Of this and other things.
Is everything all right, my friend? You seem distant.
It's nothing, Rafik. Just a lot on my mind.
Talk to me then. Let me help.
I need to make sense of this myself first. But thank you for the offer.
It is the men you kill, isn't it? You feel something for them.
How?
Ah, my friend. You are not meant to enjoy these grim tasks. Regret, uncertainty, sympathy. This is to be expected.
I should not fear these feelings.
You should embrace them. They are what keep you human.
What if I'm wrong? What if these men are not meant to die? What if they mean well? Misguided, perhaps, but pure in motive.
I am but a Rafik, Altair, and such things are beyond me. Perhaps Al-Mualim can help you to make sense of it.
Yes, perhaps. Thank you, Rafik.
It is my pleasure to have served with one as skilled as you.
Are we done now? I was looking it up because yeah, there we go.
To a more recent one.
Because I thought that this was where the character I mentioned showed up. No, apparently they show up in Jerusalem, which I believe we're not able to do right now. That's going to be the next one, the one that they save specifically to be the 9th contract. So at least I will know.
To deal with distant enemies.
want to talk over this loading screen, because if I get something going and then it finishes loading, I'm just going to have to stop, because it's going to load me right into the dialogue.
Welcome home, child. What news?
Another of the named is put to rest.
Then it would appear your work is nearly complete, and your status restored.
A question, Master, if I may.
Ask, and I will answer.
Why these men? Jubayer and Sabrand?
Ah, don't you see? They paved the way for change. Ensure threats both old and new are not given cause to intervene.
To weaken them is to weaken our enemy. I suppose that makes sense.
Were these men to continue their work, our work would quickly be undone.
How is that? We've caused them much grief.
We strike at the arms, yes. But this is a hydra that you face, and it is quick to replace that which is severed.
Then we should lop off its head and be done with this.
Soon, soon. We are close. Only one more man stands between us and our ultimate goal.
I will return to my work. The sooner this last man dies, the sooner I might face our true enemy.
Before you go, I have a question for you.
Of course.
What is the truth?
We place faith in ourselves. We see the world the way it really is, and hope that one day all mankind might see the same.
What is the world, then?
An illusion. One which we can either submit to, as most do, or transcend.
What is it to transcend?
To recognize nothing is true and everything is permitted. That laws arise not from divinity but reason. I understand now that our creed does not command us to be free. It commands us to be wise.
Do you see now why the Templars are a threat?
Whereas we would dispel the illusion, they would use it to rule.
Yes. To reshape the world in an image more pleasing to them. That is why I sent you to steal their treasure. That is why I keep it locked away. And that is why you kill them. So long as even one survives, so too does their desire to create a new world order. Take your equipment. Seek out this last man. With his death, Robert de Sable will at last be vulnerable.
It will be done.
Safety and peace upon you, Altair.
Looks like I'm gonna get a new knife. Maybe? Or is it time for more throwing knife capacity? Or both? Sharp blade, expertise, damage. Cool. And whatever he's doing in that picture there. Stumbling. Or fainting, then he's stumbling. But he's actually just fighting like the Drunken Master fighting style, where you make your enemy think you're off balance, but you're actually totally in control of your movements. Well, I guess now we know what the creed means. We got an explanation there. The world is an illusion part does kind of throw me off a little bit. Because it's like, well, they don't actually believe, like, the world isn't real, right? I think they do mean it figuratively, the world is an illusion. That the truth is only so far as you can see it, or something like that. Something to that effect. And that reality is beyond the truths that you know. That you have to step outside your own comfort zone to see the world for what it is. Something like that. Or maybe more succinctly put, the world is more than just your own perspective, and the perspective that others build up around you. That perhaps that authority does shape our view of the world. Well, maybe not necessarily strictly authority, because culture does play a part as well. That our perception of the world is shaped by outside factors. And that the creed of the Assassins is to be wise enough to see that just because you're raised to believe something doesn't necessarily mean that that's an absolute fact. Like, again, speaking cultural differences and not religion, because they're, like... I'm trying to think of a good example of cultural differences that is more like a... It's what you're raised to believe, so therefore you don't go against it kind of thing. Like... I don't know, the first thing I can think of is, like, taking off your shoes when you go inside in, like, Japan. It's like, well, you know, just because you do that in Japan doesn't mean you leave Japan and then you know, go to a place you've never been, and then that'll still be true. I'm just gonna keep walking this way while I talk, I guess. That way I'll load the next city and then turn the game off, and then it'll start me inside the city, and I don't have to ride my horse along the rest of the path. And I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say about, like, reincarnation. I think reincarnation kind of makes sense, because if you think of, like, physics says that energy is not limitless, that it has to come from somewhere. So if you kind of apply that to the idea of there being a life force to a human, that, you know, their conscious, the energy that creates their consciousness could be something that gets recycled as a person dies and then another person is born. And that could be seen as reincarnation, I suppose. And that perhaps that energy does carry its consciousness with it to some degree, and not necessarily memory, but still some consciousness of who it used to be, and kind of grow from there, I guess. I don't know. I think there's definitely stuff we don't understand about human consciousness and the concept of a spirit that science still isn't able to fully prove or disprove. Because don't forget, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So just because we can't prove humans don't have souls or spirits or whatever, doesn't mean they don't exist. And I like to think that ghosts are basically just the souls of some, you know, the consciousness of someone that has left their body and just doesn't have anywhere to go. And perhaps they haunt not because they want to, but because they don't really understand what they're doing, because they're not in a body anymore and they can't really perceive the world correctly anymore. You know, that idea of a ghost, you know, someone who died at their place of work and their ghost is still out there doing their job. Honestly, I believe it. The idea of you don't realize you're dead, so you're just at your job trying to do what you were doing before you died. Because you don't have eyes anymore, you don't have hands or ears, you don't realize that you're not there anymore. On a technical sense, I guess.
Countering a strong attack will leave your enemy vulnerable. Finish him by breaking his legs, or by throwing him to the ground.
Okay. Did it say break his legs? I didn't realize I had a break their legs button. Well, I feel like this is the stream that proves you know, that makes my audience see me as some guy wearing a tinfoil hat and with the anti-ghost charm around his neck or something. I was gonna say around his necklace, and then I stopped myself and I said around his neck, and then I was like, I tried to correct myself, but then I realized, like, oh wait, I said the right thing. I accidentally said the right thing and trying to stop myself from saying the thing I didn't mean to say. But whatever. If you suddenly think I'm crazy now, then okay, that's fine. If that is your perception of the world. If that is the world you choose to believe in. Sorry, I'm just trying to make a joke, trying to tie it back to the creed. Alright, that's it. See you Monday for more. Thanks for watching. Bye. Or should I say, you'll see me Monday, unless the lizard people get me. Ah!